Welcome my friends, this is Admiral Revan here, and I'm hoping you're all doing well. Today we'll be talking about and regarding to the Christmas containers for 2021. Merry Christmas, by the way. I'm hoping you're all doing well, and I'm hoping you're all staying safe and having a good time. I have to say that this is an opportunity video for you to understand what is considered to be rare in World of Warships versus what is considered to be available and still able to acquire in the game for World of Warships. As you know, a rare warship is defined as a ship that has been taken away from the armory or the premium shop and is deemed unavailable. However, it is an opportunity for you every year when they do this in World of Warships. When you get these Santa containers, you might get a fantastic warship that has been released in the game in the past 6 years, and you might get it out of these Santa containers right here. And this is a very good opportunity for you. And honestly, if you want to try your luck and get the Santa containers, feel free to do so. Now, honestly, there's a lot of questions about this and what is considered rare, what is considered not rare. This video will be made for you to understand that. Now, there has been some discussion back and forth that I want to address, and that is that there's a long list of ships right here that you can see, and basically it's a lot of tier 10s, tier 9s and 8s, as well as 5 to 7s, and there's a lot of abundance rewards, and honestly you can get it through in-game doubloons as well as real life money or completing missions to get extra containers. Mind you, either way, it really comes down to how you do it. Snowflake missions are very beneficial for those who have tier 10 warships already in the game to use New Year's certificates, which is very beneficial, by the way. In the previous past years, they had like super containers and other things like that going on, which I think it was a bit of a, like a what if scenario. And honestly, what they should have done is that anything at tier 10 should have been mega containers. And honestly, if you have the mega containers, you have a higher chance of getting something out of it. And it's for tier 10, Christ's sake. I mean, tier 10, ships, if you have that, you can actually get something in a mega, which is a good diminishing returns of all those rewards. And honestly, that is better than the big or the classic containers. But, warships, wargaming, you know how it is. But that's just like, my feedback on that matter. However, with that being said, let's time to start talking about, what is considered rare and what is considered not rare in World of Warships. So basically, the Max Element is a German tier 10, aircraft carrier that is still made available in the Armory. So I want to start off by this video to explain a couple of things. One critical question was asked me beforehand was that basically how long do we have to get these gift containers? So according to a reliable source for WoW Gamers blog, which I have it on my Twitch page, is basically that the Santa containers are still around for at least a good 24 days. After this video, you'll have time is of the essence against you. So basically these updates are pretty accurate for patch notes, patch updates, as well as like how long to have these ships to get them done and everything. So if I was you folks, definitely have wales-gamer-blog.com bookmarked. If you're not aware about it, I definitely would encourage you to definitely do so. I do have it on my Twitch chat page. That is actually pretty much bookmarked already. I'll definitely will show you in a minute here what it looks like. So just bear with me 1 second, because like a lot of information here is actually pretty beneficial for you to use at your own time and leisure. So it's actually pretty definitely nice to have. So basically on my Twitch page here, you can see that as you scroll down, there is a section Right here it says recommended links, and you go to World of Warships Gamers blog, and definitely click on that link. It will take you to the page like so. Basically, it explains in details, like, you know, how long you got to go with these containers and so forth. And honestly, I want to acknowledge the people who have helped me, showing me these useful links, like panoramics. I have to say that it has been very, very handy to share with the community. Now, when you go to the Armory in World of Warships Day, when you log in, you see the Armory when you go to this, the port, and basically click on ships. Basically, if you look on coal, for example, these are the ships that are available in coal. Now, when you compare it to this list, you can actually have a look, see what's available automatically, and then do a comparison, and just keep going through back and forth. As you can see, I have some nice, decent coal warships. In terms of steel warships, I mean, like, it's the same boat, what you can get. Not all the ships in there on the Santa containers are steel warships, so anything is possible for you to acquire. Mind you, I mean, most of these ships that are listed here are either old doubloon warships, coal warships, and also free XP warships. And basically, these were like both past and present in terms of the years of World of Warships that's been around. All these ships are still good to get. Honestly, as I was saying, the Max Element has been a very beneficial coal tier 10 aircraft carrier that you can get still in this game. In terms of the Thunderer was removed most recently due to its popularity, and honestly, it's a very interesting warship to get. If you get it, it's actually a very nice British tier 10 battleship. It's a different version of the Conqueror class, and it has its own name. They're called the Thunderer, and mind you, it's actually pretty decent. I love that ship, I really do. It's actually pretty decent to have, and honestly, I had no objections of that warship whatsoever. The French tier 10 destroyer Marceau, fast, maneuverable, and still able to get in the Armory at this point in time. Honestly, if you look at the Armory right now, that you can see that there's a lot of still good warships to acquire. But if you want to filter it by tiers, and you can see the Marseille is still available. Marseille is still a decent warship to get. You can actually get for a decent amount of coal. It is valued at a very hefty price for it, but if you have a coupon, you probably will be able to get it for a cheaper price. Mind you, it has a very nice damage control party, defensive AA, and engine boost, and all the specifications about the ship is in there, and also different screenshots of the layout of the ship are there as well too. Japanese tier 10 Hayate is very good. It was a free XP warship at the time, same with the European Smaland. Very nice destroyer as well. Both are not available on the store anymore. Basically, they were removed for the Smaland side of things. I think the Hayate is still around, but I don't think you can get it anymore. But the Salem is a coal warship that you can see in the Armory. Same with the Napoli, both are very good to get. Yoshino, definitely hands down. Moskva, hands down, a great warship. Good for tanking, for a cruiser, for a Russian cruiser, and similar to the Stalingrad, and a lot of people say it's better than the Stalingrad in some ways. It's got radar, got hydro, good AA defense, good firepower, generally speaking, and maneuverability. That's awesome all around in my books. Smolensk, great Russian cruiser. It is a very good cruiser for fire starting, and if you're into fire starting, it is a rare warship to get. And honestly, when you do get it, it is pretty decent for its hydro. It's decent for everything that it's used for, and honestly, I think you'll love it as a fire starting warship. It has torps, it has hydro, and it has smoke. Great warship for fire starting ships, generally speaking. Now, the Missouri, very famous, the Mighty Mo, is an Iowa class battleship, and honestly, the Missouri, what can you say? It is the same warship that is held back to the days of the surrender of Japan. And also the Mighty Mo is very well known in the Korean and Vietnam War. But overall, the Mighty Mo is a very good warship all around. It has radar. In comparison to the Iowa class tech tree ship, it only just has a spotter plane or fighter plane, as that's, like for whatever it needs. But there is a slight difference between the two, but it's a good iconic warship to have in your port. In terms of the Georgia is a very nice American Tier 9 battleship. Honestly, the Georgia, it's great fun. I mean, like when I first had it, I had about like 6 or 7 good kills on it. And if you want to take it against any cruisers or battleships, this ship is made for you, and it's got engine boost. It has good maneuverability, firepower on its guns and secondaries. Good for brawling, good for rank battles, good for clan battles, definitely good for randomers as well. John Bart, excellent French battleship all round. It's a rare warship to get. Honestly, if you had the black version of the John Bart B is very good too. So if you have that, you don't have to really worry about acquiring the original, but it's nice to have. The Musashi, the Japanese downgrade of the Yamato, good sister ship of the Yamato, very iconic warship. Honestly, the only disadvantage about the Musashi was that it didn't have plenty of any aircraft or secondaries. Generally speaking, it is a pretty good warship though for Tier 9. The elusive Benham. It used to be on the store in some way, shape or form, but it was considered to be one of the rarest warships that you can get. Every time you see the Benham, it has excellent torpedo range, excellent torpedo reload, excellent maneuverability. Everything about it is just flawless. For a Tier 9 destroyer that can cause havoc in the game, it is meant to be your friend. And honestly, I would love to have one. The Nishishimi, very interesting Russian destroyer. Heard a lot of good things about it. My dad owns it, and he tells me it's actually a very nice Soviet destroyer for maneuverability, and detection range is pretty decent actually. I own the Friesland, and the Friesland is the same as the Groningen. Now, the Friesland was a very popular warship back in the day, and it's good for AA defense, hunting down carrier planes. Very good gunboat all round, and honestly, it's very maneuverable. I have to admit that the Friesland is a good hunter destroyer as well. If you go, like work alongside with a Holland or work alongside with another destroyer that has smoke, between the two of you, you would have fun doing so. Alaska, this is a rare one. The Alaska was a premium warship in the Armory for a fair bit. That warship was actually pretty decent for an American cruiser with radar, and is a smaller version of an Iowa class battleship. The guns are pretty powerful. The armor is pretty thick. Everything about it is pretty decent. The Alaska is a decent warship to have. Good for hunting down cruisers and destroyers. Some battleships, yeah, not too bad, but I mean, like, there are some battleships that the Alaska is not made to go up against, like, say, for example, Kremlin, or Grover Kurfürst, but if you use HE shells on it, it actually is pretty good fire starter. It's decent, the Alaska, I think. It's got hydro, it's got radar, definitely a decent warship to play. Kronstadt, Russian cruiser. This one is a rare one. It was introduced earlier in the World of Warships game back in 2015 to 2016 as one of the free XP warships that you can get. Nowadays, you can't get it. And if you can get it through the containers, through the Santa containers, it'll be great to have. If Wargaming were to reintroduce this as a Black Friday warship, I'll definitely would get one. This is a rare warship that I've seen on the battlefield, in fact. And honestly, when I do see it in ranked, it's actually got decent, abilities that it can be used for. Tier 8 aircraft carrier, the Enterprise, the elusive Enterprise. A lot of people want to get the Enterprise because of a familiar admiral named Halsey. Now, the Enterprise is a very iconic warship, and back in the day when World of Warships released the Enterprise with Admiral Halsey as a package bundle, it was actually not too bad. Honestly, that was a long time ago since I've seen it. However, the Enterprise as a premium aircraft carrier is pretty decent for Tier 8. It is pretty much same like the Lexington class aircraft carrier, but is very iconic, symbolic warship of the American Navy. For the Massachusetts, it is a fantastic American battleship. Great with secondaries and also good with its main guns as well. It's a rare warship now, unfortunately, and because it went with alongside with the Alaska, the Thunderer, the Georgia, the Smoreland in one patch together, shortly followed by the Summers, and that is a very good warship to have. If you have the Massachusetts B, the only difference between the two is just the camo difference. Aside from that, the Massachusetts is a great torpedo protection warship, great armor, great firepower, great maneuverability all round. The Russian battleship Lenin is a rare battleship now. Front guns, good firepower, very symbolic battleship for the Soviet Navy. The Asashio is now a rare warship too. Even though you can get it from the Black Friday containers, basically the Asashio B is actually the equivalent to the original Asashio class destroyer. The Asashio has deep water torpedoes, 20 kilometers. Great speed in terms of torpedoing the enemy at long range. Only very good against battleships and carriers for torps, the deep water torpedoes. However, if you're taking the gunfight with the Asashio against destroyers, if you position yourself correctly with the Asashio by showing your rear end of the Asashio with your guns, you have multiple guns in the rear, but at the front you only have one. But the thing about it all is that the Asashio has smoke and it's good in maneuverability. Not bad in terms of killing aircraft, I have to admit that. The Mikhail Kutsov. Wow. This is a small baby version of a Russian Smolensk. If you like Russian cruisers, the Mikhail Kutsov, I just call it the Kutsov. The Kutsov is very useful with torps, very useful with hydro, very useful for any aircraft killing, and very useful for pretty much fire starting anything at Tier 8. The Z-39, excellent German destroyer all round. Very, very handy in also Operation Narai, for example. Very handy at random battles as well. It's got a good maneuverability, detection range and everything. Haida, excellent Canadian warship. A lot of respect to the Canadians right there. The Haida is a very nice European destroyer. It's not European, really. It's more of the part of the Commonwealth, anyway, I should rephrase. But the Haida is very nice all round. The British battleship Nelson used to be a free XP warship. It is rare, and it's not bad if you can get it. It's actually only got front guns, but for a British Tier 7 battleship, it's decent. American cruiser Flint, you can acquire that in the Armory. Belfast, the original for the British, honestly, it used to be in the Armory, and it used to be you could acquire it, but now you have to get it through Santa containers. Good, good fire-starting warship though. Good for clan battles. Mind you, I think it's pretty nice. Also, very handy with the radar and everything it's got for ranked battles as well too. The Enric Lowenhart, excellent German aircraft carrier all round. Great with its secondaries, but also on top of that, if you love Stuka bombers, this is the carrier meant for you. Honestly, this is an aircraft carrier I really, really enjoyed, and it's fun. Grass Bay, beautiful warship all round, tier 6. It is a rare warship. It used to be very common in the back in the day. Very fun to get, same with the T-61. Both of them have good guns, good torpedoes, and also the best thing about it all is very useful for operations as well as ranked. Now, what you can get at the moment in terms of the premium shop at this stage, I mean, like for now, you got the Pomeran, the Marco Polo, Aguirre, Azuma, Z44, Groningen, they're all new warships that have been around for a short while. All of them are fantastic. The Pomeran is an upgraded version of the Tirpitz. If you love the Bismarck and Tirpitz, this ship is meant for you. Marco Polo, interesting Italian battleship. Mind you, I like it. German cruiser for the Aguirre, very nice, decent ship to play, and honestly, I'm having fun with it. It's a great thing to play with. Azuma, Japanese cruiser. Some people say it's better than the Yoshino. I haven't confirmed that, but it is still available to get on the store. Z44 German destroyer, very nice. I have seen it in action. I've played it once with my dad, and it's actually pretty decent to play with. It's got pretty decent concealment and torps and maneuverability. I have to say, it's pretty quick. It's pretty decent. Groningen is the replacement. It's a Dutch replacement of the European Friesland, which is pretty interesting. Gunship, all around, good warship though. Decent though. Saipan is a tier 8 aircraft carrier that you can get at the moment in a premium shop. Indomitable, British aircraft carrier, you still can get. Graf Zeppelin, I believe you still can get it. The Graf Zeppelin. Decent secondaries though. Good warship. The Kaga is very nice for the Japanese aircraft carrier. The Alabama, US battleship Alabama is still around. I'm surprised it wasn't removed at the same time with the Massachusetts, but I don't think it's that common in comparison to Massachusetts. I had to compare the stats of the Alabama and Massachusetts in terms of everything about the ship from top to bottom, and there are some slight differences. Not many, but there are some slight differences in terms of the secondaries, the AA defense, as well as the torpedo protection. Everything else is still pretty nice for a North Carolina class warship. Constellation. Haven't heard much of use of it lately in any kind. I have heard some good things about it, but it is still available on the premium shop at this stage, and also the Armory. Same with the Vanguard, the Gascone, the Champagne, and the Flandre. Tirpitz is still there. Roma is still there. The Key is still there. Borodino is brand new. It was introduced this year. The Congress as well. The Wichita is still around. Cheshire Tiger 59, Belfast 43 is still around in the shop. Bayard is not 100% sure, but I can double check and confirm. Bayard is still available with doubloons. Prince Eugen Mains is still available. Otago, Tone still available. Tone, if you're interested into those hybrid warships with aircraft planes, it should be good. I mean, like, it's not too bad. I have tried it. It seems okay. Okachov, Okakov. I'm gonna have to learn how to pronounce these Russian warships, but they are pretty good. The Paito Bagration, pretty good. Iranian is actually decent. Kid is decent to play. Cossack, very nice. Cossack, I have to admit, is still available as a doubloon warship to get. Li Tarib is actually nice. Z35, Orkan, Loyang, Fengyang, Silly Wangi is also easy to get as well too. The Florida, California Hood, Duke of York, Strasbourg, Scharnhorst, all these ships I can say by looking at them, they're all decent, to get. The Yukon is a symbolic warship that was brought out this year, and it's actually pretty nice to get. So if you're interested in getting these type of ships, nice ship to get overall. Sims is very nice to get as well. Leningrad, there's actually a few nice ships in here that you can get from this list, but honestly, there's not many ships that were removed from the store. If you're interested in in a Commonwealth warship that I play for Australia a lot, is the Perth. Very good warship all around for smoke, fire starting, anti-aircraft defense, hydroacoustics, torpedoes, and smoke. Can't go wrong. Very nice warship at tier 6. Issei, a hybrid Japanese battleship, very nice, and it's actually very good if you have your aircraft carrier. And honestly, in operations, I have seen it in Rapid Rescue where you had three Isseis, an aircraft carrier, and also you have your cruisers all going to town, having fun and enjoying lots of shenanigans. And that is a great warship all around to play with. All these ships, from all the way to the tier 5s, they're all pretty good, to get. And honestly, at the end of the day, it really comes down to what, you want to get for yourself. Now, honestly, the real big question you ask yourself is this: how long you got to go to get the containers? You got less than 24 days, which is 2 weeks, and you still got plenty of time to do it. If you haven't been doing the New Year certificates for your tier 10s, go ahead, do them right now, because you have less than a week, I believe. I believe that is the case. I think you have less than a week before you could actually just get them done. I'm just having a quick look on that right now, because the information on here is pretty damn accurate. There you go. You got less than 2 weeks. Alright, so basically not 2 weeks, 24 days. So basically 24 days. 24 days doesn't seem long. It really does not. So technically it is mid next month by January. So mid next month is actually where it is at, 24 days. 24 days doesn't seem long at all, but it is, an opportunity that you cannot miss. Why am I encouraging you to get the Santa containers? Well, honestly, the Santa containers has a lot to be desired. And to be fair, all these Santa containers is actually pretty decent to get. The Santa containers has a lot, things that you can get out of them. The mega ones are the best ones because they have good diminishing returns. And actually, when you go to the store itself, it actually tells you what's on there and basically the stats and everything for them. So honestly, this is actually a perfect opportunity for you to go check them out. When you click on the mega containers, you actually can see the percentages and everything on there, and honestly the chances of you winning those ships will be a lot higher. You can actually get some decent coal and everything of returning from that, and it's actually pretty nice. But to be fair, World of Warships and Wargaming have done a great job to get to where they are right now in terms of delivering a better outcome for the Christmas this year, and it's actually pretty nice. Honestly, in moving forward though, I mean, like, I'm hoping that next year will be a better year in terms of what they do with the Santa container delivery, and hopefully there'll be more and more better chance of actually getting more and more prizes in return. So you never know. Honestly, you're going to get some good victories, some good rewards and diminishing returns, and hopefully each year will be better from here on in. But we have to wait. We have to wait. And looks like there's some good prizes to get out of this anyhow. So hey, all these certificates and tiers is actually pretty nice. From tier 5 to 7 at the stage you get 750 coal, and tiers 8 to 10, so tier 8 and 9, you get 75 steel. So just rewind it a bit. So as you can see, tiers 5 to 7 is 750 coal, tiers 8 to 9 is 75 steel. All of them are very good, by the way, so it's actually pretty decent. Tier 10, you get this New Year certificate, which is pretty decent, and you can trade in for the containers that you wish. Honestly, what Wargaming should have done with the containers themselves is that they should have kept it at just one container with a better chance and diminishing returns. The dockyard is actually pretty nice. I mean, like, you have the Dreadnought, the Repulse, and all those dockyard stages. Nice to have as well. Honestly, overall, my friends, if you're concerned about how you play World of Warships nowadays, please don't worry about it, don't stress, because a lot of things are coming good this year, and also I'm looking forward to a better year for 2022. Let's just hope they keep it that way. Wargaming and World of Warships team have been going through a lot, and also the Rosk is actually a very good warship. I got that battleship most recently. Unfortunately, it's now the chance to get it is actually now expired. However, we might see that warship come to the port in the near future for 2022 for the Santa containers. But I don't know about you, my friends, but it's been an interesting year for all of us, and I'm hoping that next year will be a better year for all of us. But look, I just want to say a big thanks to each and every one of you for your support and everything. Hoping that we all have a good Christmas and New Year for the rest of this year. And my friends, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Looking forward to seeing you all in 2022. Until then, action stations.